Hello, my name is Robert Gottshall. I am president of Middle Edge Software. I love to code. I'm really a coder at heart, but I'm a friend of mine at work. I have a day job too. Almost all of us have day jobs here. This is something that we do in our spare time. A friend at work gave me a mug that says "Weeks of coding to save hours of planning." That's my style. I don't want to plan how to do it. I just want to write code. Let's just write some code and see what happens. And I've discovered the hard way that's actually not really great anymore. It was fun when you're writing a tiny little game, but now you're writing a big piece of software, and planning is very important. So the first thing we realized is we've been playing nonograms for years. We love the game. I've made the game. I mean, it's pretty simple to make a simple nonogram puzzle game. One of the things about nonograms that no one talks about is if you have a really big nonogram puzzle, it's just no fun. It's just terrible. If you have a whole puzzle that's a 60 by 60 puzzle, I mean, it's tedious. Can you do it? Of course you can, but it's just a lot of counting, and it's very annoying. And what we discovered is that what's really great about the puzzle are the fiddly bits, the little spaces. It's really fun to explore in a 10 by 10 space. So that's when we realized, we really need to implement multiple shapes. Not many people do this, or if anyone. So a rectangular puzzle is just not the way to go. You should have any kind of shape, and then you can make a massive puzzle where the entire puzzle, 100 by 100 puzzle, is fiddly bits. So it's all fun, and there's only a few rows and columns that are really super long to add a little challenge. That's a fun puzzle, and you get a real sense of accomplishment when you're done with it. Another thing about smaller puzzles is that really, if you keep them all fiddly bits, you really have a whole new way to play. You can go fast. And one of the things we really tried to do is make sure that the feedback you get when you click, especially the color of the tiles, we wanted that to be able to inform the solving. So it's like if you're clicking and you try to fill something in and you go too far, it'll make a new sound, and you'll catch yourself. Oh yeah, let that sound. It doesn't sound right. I've made a mistake, and you can catch yourself. And so we thought that was a real innovation to the game that didn't ruin the game, because you have to figure out what to do, but the sound can help you from making a dumb mistake. So that was one of the things. We also we were playing nonogram games out there, and one of the things we saw was that there's a lot of grind. They'll have games that are 40 by 40 puzzles over and over and over again, and it's a grind. There was one, I don't remember what the name of the game is, but it's like it had this Candy Crush like track, and you would go down this track solving dozens and dozens of puzzles, but there's no other reward. You're just solving puzzles, and it just was like a grind. It was like, so that's not good. And so we came up with the picture puzzle things, where solving a puzzle actually exposes part of a picture, and you put them all to picture together, and then when you get the whole picture solved, it tells you a story, because that is how you really create meaning in a game. It's about telling stories, and if you want to create moments in a game that people remember forever, and that's the mission that I have, is I want to create moments in games that you don't forget. That's all about story, and that's also the challenge. How do you tell a story well with the limited technology that you have and the limited funds that you have, and how do you maximize the talent you have to tell the best story that you can tell? This is our first video game, and we've made a lot of missteps. We've actually been kind of like working on this for years, and we have day jobs, so it's like working nights and weekends for years working on this. At first we wanted to do the 3D route, so we actually bought a motion capture suit and did all this stuff. We were working with folks that did 3D in Indonesia, and the guy we were working with disappeared. We lost contact with him, and we actually think he might have gotten sick and died or something. And then we circled the wagons, and we realized, we don't have the skills to do this. We don't have the money. We don't have the skills. 3D is beyond us right now. And so we settled on Live 2D, and that seemed like a good a good way to go. So live 2D was really compelling. We had some really great character art from Joyce, so we want to try to maximize that as much as we can, and live 2D looked like a good fit. Yeah, so it's been an adventure, learning how to do things as our first game. Everything we did took too long. It always takes too long, but we learned so much now. Our next game will be, better, and we have a library of software we can just cut and paste that. One thing I've discovered is that bad art is cheap. You can get bad art anywhere, but good art is expensive. The advent of AI might be changing that, and I'm not sure if that's a good change, but. Because one of the things that I've really enjoyed over the past couple of years is working with these artists that are just really talented, and they have a point of view that you don't have, and they can see things that you can't see. And so that's really it's been rewarding for me to work with these really talented people, and I hope AI doesn't change that. We'll have to see.